It is the actual butt crack of nighttime. It's so late. It's the dead of night. I'm the only one up. I need to get up soon for work and to take my kid to school and to do proper things. But I'm loving this book. I don't want to stop reading it. It's almost 2 a.m. Okay, it is Nothing to Fear from Hell by Alan Warner. Is part of a series of books about Scottish history, like they're fiction books and they're novellas, but they're written by Scottish authors about snippets of Scottish history. So there was another one, Hex by Jenny Fagan, and also Rizzio by Denise Mina, about little bits of Scottish history, and I loved those. So I thought, of course I'm going to love this. Also, Alan Warner wrote Morven Caller, and I've just read that recently and loved it. So I knew I'd love this book, but I'm really loving this book, right? It takes place, first of all, during one of my favorite scenes in history, so that's definitely helping me in the liking of it situation. But I promise, even though I've been in love with Outlander books since I was in college, I didn't fall in love with this time period because of that. I read the books from that because I was already in love with the time period, okay? I swear, please, I promise. I went on this school trip with my high school when I was 15 to Scotland, and we went to Culloden, this place in the Highlands where this battle took place, and that's sort of where I fell in love with it. Sort of like fell down a bunch of sort of rabbit holes to do with this time period. So it takes place during the 1745 Jacobite rising in Scotland. Like, bit niche, you know, but hear me out, okay? Just roughly Cliff Notes or like Heather Notes version. Okay, there was this king. It was like King James something something, and he was Catholic. And at that time, the country was sort of like fighting with itself. So like Catholics and Protestants, like who's gonna win, who's gonna take it over, blah blah blah. He was a Catholic king, but people were sort of okay with it because he was like old, and his heir, the person who was definitely gonna take over from him, was a Protestant. So they're like, oh, we'll just hang out here, he'll die, a Protestant will take over, it will be fine, everyone's happy. But then he had another heir, like a boy, and they were like, oh crap, now the boy's gonna be king and he's gonna be Catholic, so now there's worries. But then also that king did some crap with like the parliament. He like dissolved them or something, like he sort of overthrew some people and it like made hell, okay? So the people sort of threw him off. They invited, what's this, like William of Orange guy, or like William the something of Orange. Like, okay, they invited him from the Netherlands to come over and be the king. And then our guy, like the original King James, he was like deposed and forced to flee. Right, okay, so then time goes on, time goes on. His grandson now feels like he should be king. Okay, his father as well, the son of the sort of deposed king. They're like, we are the Stuart kings, you know, we are the Catholic kings of Britain. We deserve to be on the throne of Britain. They haven't given it up, you know, they've been like plotting in the background. And there are loads of places in Britain, like including the Scottish Highlands, where everyone is very Catholic. So they're already pissed off that there's now this Protestant king, blah, blah, blah. Also, he's not even from Britain. Like, where does he think he's from? You know, that's dumb. So after all of this plotting, we've got Prince Charles Stuart, who's the grandson of the deposed king. He's like exiled in Italy at the minute, right? He's like, it's time. We've got enough money. We've got like a bit of support from the French army, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that we should just jump in. And people were like, it's not time. Like, even Jacobites, you know, people who were for him in Britain and like Scottish Highlands and stuff. They're like, it's not time. He's like, it's time. I'm coming. So he comes over and he heads up this like wild, massive rebellion, like mainly sort of constituted of like Scottish Highland warriors, right? And they do pretty good for a bit. Like, you know, they're sort of taking on the whole British army, and the British army's like, what the fuck? Like, how is this happening? We're huge and we're like really powerful. Like, why are they winning? But then, you know, element of surprise over, they get their shit back together, and then everything sort of comes to a screeching halt at the Battle of Culloden. And the Scottish Highlanders losing that battle was like hugely significant in leading to like the death of traditional Highland culture and sort of the death of the Gaelic language as like a main language in Scotland. Like, mind, I'm not a historian. I didn't even study history at all. Like, I did politics at college, okay? Like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and probably somewhere there's someone who does know a shit ton about this, and they're watching this going, this is hideous. Like, none of this is right, and I apologize for that, okay? But taking all that into context, okay, now we've got our guy. We're starting our book with Prince Charles Stuart, and like his people, his like really close like lackey type people, landing on Scotland on their boat first of all, right? And they're having this like interaction with this like crone woman, or like this like really poor, really old, sort of really isolated woman. And all of the Scottish people that are part of this party of men are sort of like, she's a witch, don't touch her, she smells, she's awful. And the king is like, you know, trying to be cool with her, you know, he's like remarkably cool with this woman, you know, sort of like seeing her humanity and trying to speak to her properly, you know, but he is like, despite that, a bit like silly, like he keeps sort of acting a bit like he's definitely not from there, and he's definitely from a life that's very sheltered and very wealthy and very like, he sort of feels like, yes, he's the prince, like, now do this now, okay, I'm gonna go over here while you're doing that, you know, I've already forgotten you, like that, you know. But the writing of it, Alan Warner, I love Alan Warner's writing. There's this bit that the prince has just given the woman a coin, and how they're sort of leaving, they've got to carry on, they could be basically attacked at any point because their landing is really significant, and the English definitely don't want that to happen. It says, "These men, Death's border guards, vain popinjays with their occasional bright colours prancing around her, now proceeded north toward the shore, and the old woman watched them recede from her domain and precincts. Her tunnelled eye sockets followed in the familiar hold of a cat or a seabird, while she caressed the coin in her gnomish claws, staring out from where she would do most of her knowing of this world, until soon her quitting of it, an end without conclusion or human witness, where something called nature or God tried to reckon the justice of it all." I love that. I love it. I love that. I'm loving this book so much. I need to go to sleep. For the love of God, somebody please tell me to go to sleep. Okay, still in the middle of this one, still enjoying it, not done yet, but I need to pack. So tomorrow, up until Tuesday, we're all going down to Devon for my birthday, and I need to pack what books I'm going to bring for Shorty September, and also potentially backups just in case any of them secretly stuck. In order to do that, I have to count this one as read for now, okay, and that brings me to the end of my first round of the prompts, okay? 12 prompts, took me 14 days because I doubled up like an idiot, but I'm now fully done with my first round of prompts and have to launch the second round TBR of prompts so that I can then pack the books for the trip. Okay, these are the books we've read so far, okay? Look at how cute the stack is. It's got like a definite color theme. It's a bit sort of like Halloween on drugs. So that kind of theme, color-wise. Except for that, these two have doubled up. So these two already count toward the next round of prompts. I've just already finished them. So the next round of prompts has 10 instead of 12. Okay, I'm gonna show something to you right now. Okay, I'm about to show you my deep shame. And please be gentle about it, okay? Like, I'm a Virgo. I'm a September Virgo, okay? But I feel like I'm nothing like a September Virgo. Literally nothing, okay? And I'm about to show you something where you're going to be like, are you though? Okay? Okay. But I feel like I need to also tell you there's loads of things going on like at the minute. So we got like loads of holidays to plan, loads of things to do, things to like balance with family, like loads of work stuff to balance. Like everything is kicking off and my husband is losing his mind. He's like, I'm so worried. I have so much to do. There's so much I have to think about. I like keep myself awake thinking about, oh, I have to do this. Oh, we have to do this. Oh, I have to plan that, blah, blah. And I just want to say that even though all that stuff is on me as well, I am not worried. Okay. Zero worry. Zero stress, because either it will work out or it won't work out. Maybe it won't work out and everything will suck and be chaos, but I'm okay with it, okay? Please understand that, because a September Virgo who's a real September Virgo would not say things like that, okay? They would be like, I have a plan and a spreadsheet for how we're going to sort this out, and then I'm going to stress about it until I give myself the runny poops, and then I'm going to worry about it more, okay? Okay, here's the plan, right? So, here's our top row. Right, we had a replacement, okay, and then we had a couple doubling up. The greens are what we've already done. Okay, so now we're on second row, but minus the doubling up. Okay, for shorty shorts, we've got so the wind won't blow it all away. Small Pacific Northwest town, we meet a young man who's shot dead his best friend with a gun. The novel deals with the repercussions of this tragedy, the anguish, regret, despair, and bittersweet romance. Lodge shorts. out there. It's a graphic novel, okay? This one I'm going to read on my birthday because I don't want to be stressed or anything and I just want to have an amazing time. This one is about a girl whose dad thinks that he was abducted by aliens and she's like, that's bullshit. Then she goes to this like festival with him in Roswell and maybe her life changes a little bit. We don't know. We don't know what happens. Half and Half shorts, we have A Single Man by Christopher Isherwood. This one I have as an audiobook instead of a physical book, right? So it came out in the 60s, so it was quite shocking at the time. It's about a gay man who is an Englishman living in California and his long-term partner has just died in like a car wreck or something like that. And it's half and half short, so it comes with a movie, and the movie version of it has Colin Firth, who I love, so I'm excited about that. Ripped shorts, Blow. This one is laid out really cool, like an old school sort of like horror type novel, and it's about like a red-eyed creature in West Virginia, and this woman sort of encounters it with this like trucker guy. Lederhosen, such small hands. I think I've talked about this one quite a lot. Marina's father died instantly. Her mother in the hospital. Now she lives in the orphanage with the other little girls, but Marina's not like the other girls. Dolphin shorts, Moon of the Crusted Snow. This is the water on the cover. It's just been iced over. This is fine. Just go with it. As one society collapses, another is reborn. It's basically an Anishinaabe community at the end of the world, or like when society collapses, or something like that. Elizabethan shorts, 3 Elegies for Kosovo. So these are 3 different sort of stories and little snippets between 1389, when Bosnians, Albanians, and Romanians confront an Ottoman army, and 1989, when Serb leader Slobodan Milosevic launches a campaign for a fresh massacre of Albanians. I feel like I'm gonna love this, but I don't know. Denim shorts, Call for the Dead by John le Carré. I think this is like the first of the John le Carré novels, like the spy novels and everything. Like he did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Our guy is George Smiley, and I feel like there are a couple books with George Smiley in, and like this is the first one. Mom shorts, Who Killed the Homecoming Queen. This is a Fear Street one, like the new series of them, the new editions of them with like the cool new covers. Eva wouldn't say she's psychic, although some people think she is. It's giving Carrie, which I'm for. Okay, and then Hoochie Daddy shorts. I'm gonna go with The Space Between, which is like an Outlander novella. Speaking of Outlander, right? But Diana Gabaldon, like, she just churns these books out, and even though she writes a gazillion of them all the time, they're always amazing. Like loads of times, loads of authors that are like really prolific. Some of their books are super good, and some of them are like, did you write this in 4 minutes? Were you in the bath? Like, do you need money? You know, like that sort of thing. But Diana Gabaldon, she's like a wizard. Everything she writes is pure gold, and I love it. So I don't know why I haven't read this novella yet. I think I didn't know it existed, but I'm gonna have it as audiobook anyway instead of book. So hopefully the reader will be okay. Because for Outlander, the actual Outlander book, I tried to listen to it on audiobook once, just like for fun, after sort of reading it physically like 3 or 4 times. And I hate the narrator. I hate her. She's like, I don't know, she's nothing like what I feel it should be, and loads of people love her. They're like, this is the best narrator on earth, blah, 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 and I just can't. So hopefully it'll be a different narrator, and it'll be like more to my style. Anyway. Okay, Shorty September round 2. Are we ready? Let's go! Okay, just another thing quickly about the Virgo thing. Like, I'm not obsessed or anything, you know, I can stop talking about it anytime, but just, you know, quickly. My husband is running around crazy packing all his stuff right now. Like, honestly, I already made a list of the books I'm taking. Like, that's enough packing for now. You know, like, we'll do this later. Like, what time is it? It's only 3 o'clock. We're gonna leave tomorrow. Like, this is plenty of time, you know? Okay, I'm still liking the writing of this. Like, loads of times I sort of read a bit of something and think, oh, that was like really good, and I go back and read it again, that sort of thing. But I'm also a bit confused. I feel like maybe it might be confusing, or maybe I've just sort of lost it. So I think it started before Culloden, like when they're just arriving. I'm pretty sure, because they keep talking about how, you know, soon to be king, blah, blah, blah. But I think now it's after it. And now they're fleeing, sort of on the run after Culloden, like after they're already losing, like, you know, no hopes left sort of thing. But I don't know when it switched between before and after. Also, there's loads of dialogue, which is really good. It's really strong dialogue, I'm enjoying it. But I'm sometimes finding it hard to understand who's speaking to who. That might just be me. Or it could be that the book's confusing, I don't know. Also, I'm quite liking the bugs on the pages, because every sort of chapter there gets to be slightly more bugs. And I feel like It's sort of like a sort of subtle, ominous foreboding, you know, like a foreshadowing of like worse shit to come, you know, like every sort of time they do it, there's like one more bug. I'm also really enjoying like the slow, subtle shift between like the mood of the characters and also like the mood of the whole novel between like a sort of lads joking, you know, warrior conqueror sort of vibe, like, you know, we are going into battle as men and we are in a great mood and we are going to make many jokes about penises and women, you know, like that, to the sort of desperate, frightened, last fucking straw, can't take anymore sort of mood where they haven't slept and they haven't been dry in weeks, and they've sort of come to this bit now where they're supposed to meet up with these girls so that the girls can take them elsewhere, but the girls haven't arrived and they now have to sort of lodge in another sort of disgusting hovel, and they've just had enough, you know. And it's like it's the whole mood, not just of the characters or whatever, but like of the language used in the book as well. Like the whole novel itself shifts between this sort of like, you know, jovial conqueror mood to this like desperate, terrified, fleeing for their lives mood, you know? Y'all, now Anwen is packing. Like, she's a Pisces. Like, I don't know a lot about Pisces. Like, they're creative, yeah? But, like, to be fair, I think she thinks it's like a game, you know? Like, woo, let's play the game of packing. This is so fun. I think once it comes down to like being a little bit hard, like needing to procure things or like double check the list to make sure you got everything, that's like where she's gonna lose heart. But yeah. Okay, I finished it finally, and I have still not packed my stuff. Okay, in the end, I did not love it as much as I initially thought I would love it, or as much as I hoped I would love it. But I still really did enjoy it. Like, I think maybe 4 stars? Like, it was way better than 3 stars, but not quite as good as I thought it would be. And I think of the series, like the 3 books that are in this series, Hex was the best of them by a million. And then probably Rizzio, Denise Mina. Like, so this is like, I think the least good of the ones in the series, but still, I did really enjoy it. It seems a bit unfair to it that it was part of a series of such good books and that I had such high expectations of it. Like, I think if I had no expectations and it wasn't part of a series and I just picked it up, I'd be like, this is the best book! But because it sort of started with such high expectations, now it's just, you know, really good. Oh, okay, it's just really good then. You know, like that. Right. Tomorrow's book. I think we're gonna go with 3 Elegies for Kosovo. It's really short, which is the main draw, actually, because I need to do quite a lot of packing tomorrow. Also, we need to do driving from about 3 o'clock, I think. We're going to start driving down to Devon. We're going to get Amran from school and then just go straight there. I don't know what the Wi-Fi situation is going to be like. Like, there's going to be a drive, obviously, with no Wi-Fi. And then I think when we get there, I'm not sure what the Wi-Fi situation will be like. So I think I might need to do my vlog and finish it and upload it before we even go at like 3 o'clock. So I'll get a jump on this and we'll see how it actually goes. If it all falls into the shitter, that's just what was meant to be. Okay, thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. Any questions, comments, updates about Shorty September, etc., please let me know. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.